Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Erlengrat. Let me have a little think about that. I know somebody suggested I should get a mod to represent... Right, let me just start this one here a minute. Someone suggested that I should get a mod to represent doing... Don't stop. To represent applying, putting the correct seeds onto the correct fields. So you've got, you know, there is a mod out there somewhere where, you know, if you want to plant wheat, you've got to have wheat seeds going into your drill. If you want to plant potatoes, you've got to have seed potatoes. If you want to plant canola, you've got to have canola seed. I kind of like the idea, but I think... sort of for practical gameplay, that could end up being a bit of a mess, considering the number of crops we've got. And yeah, I realise in real life it's, you know, a thing that all farmers have to deal with. You don't go and put wheat seeds in the field if you want barley coming up. That would just be ridiculous. But, you know, there's kind of like the line between... entertaining gameplay and gameplay that makes you want to rip your hair out, and we got to decide which one are we going for here, and which one would that fall under. So I won't say yes or no on that at the moment, but I will ask you to get into the comments section and tell me what you think of that idea, you know, of me trying to find a mod that does actually do that. Do you want me to try and find a mod? Why are you stopping there? At what point did you think that that was job done? I mean, he doesn't. It's because he can't turn round because of the huge boom arm on this thing. But that's besides the point. Yeah, get in the comment section and tell me, do you want me to be doing that with the gameplay? You know, having a mod that does individual seeds. Oops. In a mod that does individual separate seeds for the seed drills, or do you feel that that is sort of taking the realism aspect just a tiny bit too far? Is it something you want to see or not? Get in the comment section and tell me about it, talk about it, see what you think, and I'll have a read of your opinions, and then I will take it from there. Me, personally, I'm thinking it could end, like, I like the idea of it, but I am actually thinking it could end up being a bit of a headache. So I'm not really sure about that one. I am thinking right here, because I'm doing both of these fields together and I'm not going to change over the machinery, you can also tell me what you think of this idea of me doing things like this, where I'm just literally staying with the same machine. I have leased all the machinery correctly. And I've got it all there. I've paid all the amounts that I need to pay. All I'm doing is I'm just not driving tractors backwards and forwards across the map, because I feel that that is starting to get a little bit tedious for people to watch. So by doing it like this, I'm kind of cutting out that little tiny bit of middleman of dull gameplay. But if you really do want me to be driving backwards and forwards across the map, then... get in the comments section and tell me, you know, is this not something that you want? Is something you want? Obviously, I want to make my Hagenstead series. I do listen to what people say, and I generally choose to go and play how I want to play anyway. This particular series here, this is much more controlled by you, the viewers. I'm trying to do... bring an aspect of realism to this. It's a hardcore gameplay. We're supposed to be contracting as our main, well, original main source of income, but we want to be building up our own farm. And so I am taking on your feedback, and I'm listening to it. If you feel that just me taking the steps of leasing the machinery, so that we're paying the penalties for those, but then not actually physically changing them over like I'm just doing here on this, is cutting a corner too far, tell me in the comments and I can put a stop to it. We can actually be physically driving the tractors over and swapping the stuff over as we should be. Now, obviously, this is only going to affect us for a short while, because once we get our own property, we will have our own sprayer, we'll have our own, well, yes, actually... it will be a sprayer. I was thinking maybe we wouldn't have a sprayer, maybe it would just be a solid fertilizer thing, but we're going to need to have a sprayer because we're going to be wanting to do weed killer. I mean, we can always start off with just having a sprayer, a solid fertilizer thingamahoosit, and not having a sprayer because we can do the herbicide jobs with, you know, borrowing from the farmer still. So there's nothing to say that we can't do it that way. It just might actually be easier for us if we were to have one machine to do everything. So if we can afford to buy a sprayer, then ideal, but unfortunately sprayers are expensive. That's the main drawback to this little plan, is that sprayers are prohibitively expensive, and I'm not sure that we can be able to afford such a thing. Such a toy may not be on our radar for quite some time. Now, where is the line for the fertilizer? I think we want to sort of go over this way a little bit. I'm trying to guess where my line was going down there. Let's try it here, shall we? Let me put that one going up across there. I'm going to just watch this one till he gets up there, and then we'll worry about the seed. Actually, I can kind of see where it's going to go here, and I think we're going to line up okay so that we do put a full application of fertilizer on this field. I'm looking there. Ooh. Only just, but it is doing it. It's just touching the edge of where we want to be on there. Right, so anyway, we got field 12 down there, and we're going to want to be able to put stuff out. Now, we do have a no-lease policy. So if we're going to want to be able to carry seed around with our pickup truck, we're going to need something to carry it in. And that trailer right there would seem... Right, I'm going to have to nurse that one through myself, just on that little bit, because it doesn't like it. There's not enough room for it to turn round, is what the problem is there. So I'll bring you over here, and then do that again. Right, that should be okay there. And then it's going to have a little tiny bit that's going to have to do down the side of the field, but that will overlap onto the next field as well, so we'll sort of kill two birds with one stone on that one. It doesn't look like we're going to have to buy any more fertilizer for doing this particular job, which I do quite like. The fertilizer application rates, I know I've already said it, but do tell me if you missed it, if you haven't said yet. Do you think I should be just sticking to minimum fertilizer application rates, or do you think I should be kind of mixing and matching and doing some at max rate and some at minimum rate? Let me know your thoughts on that one, because we cannot, it has been tested, a few people have tested and come back and said you cannot test fields that you don't own. Temporarily you do own them while you're doing a contract, but you still can't actually do the testing on those fields. You can only test the fields that you do actually own yourself, which is a little bit of a jolly nuisance, but it means that we've then got to find an alternative. We've got to figure this out. We've got to be farmers on this, and that's what farmers do. Farmers make the best of a bad job, frequently. Farmers very, very frequently have to find a solution that is thinking outside the box, and that's what we're going to have to do. So this particular thinking outside the box, I'm going to go right there, and then I'm going to press H, and what I'm hoping is traveling down here, we'll get this little tiny bit on the field over here, but the tractor itself is going to think that we're working this field of potatoes, so it's going to get to the end, and then it's going to carry on across the field of potatoes over there. Now, for our trailer, I like the idea, like we've got, there's a few different, we can't use the loader, we can't go and use that. There is a field service trailer right there that we could go and use something for. That one right there, I'm looking at that trailer and I'm thinking we could probably put 2 or 3 pallets on there, and that is not something that would be out of the way stuck on the back of a pickup, even if you haven't got anywhere to store it. That will just stay hitched on and we'll tow that round with us. And it's only 6,000 euros as well. You know, that is well within our price range. Helper A has completed their task. You haven't completed. You're working on the next field. That's what else you're supposed to be doing anyway. Right, well, I didn't realise I was going to have to nurse this through quite so much, but still. We'll carry on and we will do it. And then I'll bring you over here. Now, the big question is, will the game... It should allow me to, because it's for a contract job, and this is still for a contract job. And I believe it does let me go and do it. Yes, it does. Yeah, of course it does. We've already done this a dozen times. Come on, Frith, get the program. And I believe 2 passes will be enough, because we've already done 1 pass down the other side of that field, so up and back, and then this field will be complete. So there's 2 of them done. We've got that one just across the road to do, and then we've got the little field 6 up there just north of the barn and well, the stockyards. And we'll need to go and get some stuff off of there. Right, trailer. I was going to buy that. We're going to buy the trailer. We're going to do that. And I like, actually, that this is from the Alpine pack. Look at that trailer. That's a perfect trailer. So we got factory new. Oh, we got the discount. No, we're not doing the discounts. We're not going to do that. At least not at the moment. So has that got a tip option? Looks like it's got a tip option. It doesn't have any other options with it. There don't seem to be any other options. So we're going to have to buy that one right there for 6,000 euros. Did I buy it? Ah, there we go, right. I have purchased a trailer to go with our truck right there. And I regret nothing. Let's go. We've got all of those lined up there. Let's go and get this one. And that means that we can then put pallets of seed on that trailer, load it up, and then take it out to the field, and we'll be able to use that to help with planting of potatoes on field 12. I don't quite know why there's so many root crops being grown around here, because it does seem to be rather a lot, but that's what we'll go with. So we need to come over this way. We'll be borrowing machinery to do this job. That's fine. That's not going to hurt us in any way, shape, or form. We want to come down through here. Quite keen to try this trailer out now. Why we didn't think of this before. I mean, it was 6,000 euros. It's not cheap. And then if we're loading it up with pallets of seed and stuff, that's going to, like, take even longer. Contract on field 9 has now finished. Look at that. Looking swish. I like it. Oh, I like this a lot. This is good. Okay, I'll bring that one. We'll just move that one back over there. And, I mean, this fits perfectly. We can leave this one hitched on for all of the different stuff that we need to go and do. Right. You stop there a minute, matey. And I will go over to you. Over this side. Does look like it's actually finished here. So we're going to need to fold you up. And then I want to get over across into field 13 over there so that we can go and spray that one. And then as soon as we've done field 13, we can head up the road and we can get field 6 done, the little tiny one at the top. This one here is for field 10. This is the one for field 10. And then we took field 9, field 13, and field 6 afterwards. So I can return field 9 early, and then I won't lose anything. I mean, actually, it'll be easy to see which one that we're working on, because we get, like, the refund on the fertilizer, wouldn't we? So I can go and return one of these jobs, and we can start getting some money back if I wanted to. I won't know. I'll leave it. We've got enough room to have the potato planter and everything turn up, ready for this field right next to us here. Let me just bring that one there, like that. Now, this job's going to be a little bit more difficult to see exactly where all the fertilizer is going. It shouldn't be too bad, I suppose. Depends which direction I want to try. I'm going to manually just do this one up here and then across the top. And then I'm thinking I can let the hired help do the rest, and we'll work up and down facing sort of this direction. At least that's what I'm hoping. Whether or not that's actually going to work out. So that's kind of all the way out there. It's a long way. It's trying to see straight down where exactly the fertilizer gets to. And that's a rather tricky thing to go and do. But I've got a plan for this where we can kind of like work our way out a bit. Let me switch that one off there. And then go over this side like this. And then I need to back right up into the corner. There. See, you can't see a thing on this. When you got crop this thick, you cannot see a thing. And you are very much reliant on what the hired help can and can't see. So we'll... Yeah, I'll do it along the top here. And then I'll have the hired help do a line down there. But then I want to go over to the sort of the angled side of the field. And I want to do it from there because that way it'll do a neater and tidier job. At least that's what I'm hoping. I'll pull you all the way out to the very end. I know I'm going into the... No, I'm not going into the next field. Oh, I pressed H because I thought that the hired help was already working on this one, but it wasn't. I didn't have hired help going. Now, somewhere about here. No. Somewhere about... No. Somewhere about here, we can start spread. See, you can't see. You're working completely blind on this thing. Right. While you travel down there, let's go into here. Field 12 sowing. This is definitely the one that I want. All the rest are harvesting jobs, and they're not harvesting jobs that we want to take at the moment. We've got 2 jobs there complete. We've got these 2 here that we're doing that we're going to be completing very soon. Field 12 sowing. Sow with potatoes. It's the smallest planter, so it doesn't have fertilizer as well. I think the biggest planter does have fertilizer added to it. Well, we'll just have to go... Wait a minute. If I refresh contracts, will that change what we're planting in there? You know, that's actually something that is... That is a question that I haven't answered yet. Well, let me just change this over. It didn't... No, it didn't with the other one, though, did it? It didn't change what we were planting with the other one. Now, what I want to do over here is I want to bring this one over and sort of start on this side of the field just here. Bring you out so you're kind of pointing in a straight line over here like this. And that's now working out into, like, the triangle bit. I probably should have been a bit more, you know, a bit further over. But I feel that we're probably going to be all right with that. It's not going to, like, lose a massive amount of it. So I go in here and let me refresh contracts. That's literally bringing me nothing. Nothing whatsoever. No, I'm not doing Field 16 again. I will eventually do Field 16, and we will eventually make a fortune out of it. There was one other thing I wanted to see. Potato technology. Yeah, it does. It does. It puts liquid fertilizer in as well as the seeds. This one just takes the seeds. This is the one that we're being offered. That bad boy right there, you can put liquid fertilizer in, and so you get, like, the first coat of fertilizer done. But we don't have that as an option. Right. Borrow items for that contract. We're going to be paid 12 grand for this, but we've also got to pay for the seed, which is prohibitively expensive. So we're going to start off with looking in here. How much does it hold? 2,740, so close to 3 pallets. So I go into here, seed big bag, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 4 pallets, 5 pallets, 6 pallets. Right. I've got 6 pallets in total now. Not 6 pallets in total. I think I've got it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That means we will put 2 full pallets and a part pallet into there, and I will have 7 left over. Now, I'm counting on 6 on the trailer and 1 on there. Whether or not that's actually going to work, I don't really know. We'll find out in a minute. So let's have this bad boy here. This beautiful, beautiful Valtra. Sleek and gorgeous. Let's hook that one on there, and then we can go back round to the front and get this Tatipo planter hooked on properly. Like this. We can get it loaded up with seed. We can get it out to the field. We can start planting. And then we can come back over here and we can worry about getting the rest of these things on. Right, contract on field 13 is done. Let me start loading up the potatoes in here. So there's one. And another one. Right there. We don't spend an awful lot on wages. I mean, there is some being spent on wages, but not a massive amount. And there we go. So we've got 260 litres left in one of those bags, and Helper E has now completed their contract. So you're done. You're all finished. That's brilliant. He did sort of... There was quite a bit of overlap on that end of the field, but not huge amounts. We got 1,300 litres of fertiliser still left from the one pallet of 2,000 litres that we went and bought. So that's actually pretty good. And we are putting minimum application rate on absolutely all of it. So we're not quite going to use half a tank for these 4 jobs. And then this fertilizer here, we won't bother taking that back. Once we've done field 6 for the final one, we will just have that. We'll return it, and then that will be that. I'm thinking if I get the potato contract underway, we'll get that one out to the field and we'll get started planting on there. And then we can come up here and we can do field 6. Because field 6, I am going to have to manually do all of this field myself. I don't see us being able to do that any other way. Not really. Because it's a very, very tiny, tiny little field. So if I just come in here into the entrance of this one a minute... I'll bring you into there like that, and you can stop there a minute, like that. I will take this one here, and I need to get over to field 12. Fortunately, I can't just do a straight line from here. I've got to sort of go a little bit of a roundabout route in order to get to field 12, but it's not, you know, it's not like the end of the world or anything. Oop, steady. I don't really want to do that. Road signs everywhere here. Let's not do things like that. That's not the way to behave. I'll get fined for things like that. Get up the road. I'll have a drink while I'm doing it. Right, that's better. Now, what we're going to do here, let's indicate to come off the roundabout right there and get into field 12. I'm going to do 3 or 4 passes on this end of the field. I'm not going to do it with the hired help or anything like that. I'm just going to manually do 3 or 4 passes. So I want to bring that one up, and I'll switch that to normal AI on there. And then lower that one in and start, and then we can go and plant along here. Now, am I going to need to do, let's say 3 passes probably will end up being enough so that I'm not driving right out onto the road to turn around. And then we get up, we'll go down to the other end and we'll do the same down there, and then we can leave the machine to go and do everything that it's going to do. Just pretend that I'm not driving over the fence there. You don't need to be worrying about little details like that. And I'll bring you back over onto this side. Actually, twice is probably going to be enough, he says, thinking about it and thinking maybe we should do more than that. Alright, I've thought about it, and I think we need to do more than that. So we bought 9 pallets of seed to start off with on this job. Is 9 pallets of seed. I don't know what kind of profit we're going to end up with on this job, but I'm kind of wondering if 9 is going to be enough. I've already used nearly 10%, and I've only done 3 passes on the end of this field, and this is a huge field. This is a very, very big field. Well, it's a long field at least. It could take us a while. But with this new trailer that we've got, we should be able to bring stuff back fairly quickly. And yes, it doesn't have an auto-load function or anything like that, which means I am actually going to have to physically load those pallets on one at a time back at the yard in order to be able to run them out here. But I stand by my reasoning. I've been saying, you know, I can't have machinery unless I've got somewhere to store it, and then suddenly I've gone and bought machinery without having somewhere to store it. But I feel that that is an exception to that rule that is acceptable. Like, that is sort of justified and it's acceptable. We started off with 40 grand, and I've now got 25 grand. So we spent quite a bit of money on seed. I do feel that... Oh, we also have the 6,000 for the trailer. I do feel that that is acceptable because, you know, that trailer is on the back of the pickup and is not going anywhere. So if we go and park up somewhere, then the trailer is still hooked on. We're not leaving it parked somewhere and then driving off without it. That trailer will go wherever we go. If the pickup will go, the trailer will follow. So it's kind of still part of the original machine. We've got room where we go and park up for the night to put the trailer as well. And if we don't, we can find somewhere else to put it. There are plenty of car parks where you can pull in with a trailer on the back of a pickup or a van or something like that, without causing problems, without getting in the way of anything. You know, it is perfectly acceptable. I've done it myself many, many times, and I've seen it done many, many times. So there is no issues with it that I can see. I mean, if you really, really don't like the idea of it and you feel that perhaps I've gone against the feel of the series with making my purchase there, then by all means let me know and maybe we can make some adjustments. But I think that that one is one acceptable purchase, because it's not like I'm buying a tractor and then parking it up in a car park somewhere, which is one thing that I wanted to avoid, because that bit, I feel that that would be a bit unrealistic. I mean, in real life, what you would do is you would arrange with somebody, say the owner of that garage over there, to have a space to be able to park your tractors in behind his garage. And most people that I know would be absolutely fine with that. There would be no issues with that whatsoever. I can't think of anybody that would actually have a serious complaint with you doing that. And it would be fine. And that's what you would do. But I decided against doing that in this series. I thought just, you know, it's a little bit of extra challenge that we can throw in. We have to own the land if we want to get any machinery. So I'm still sticking by that. Now I'm going to put the hired help going on there, like that. And he's now going to start working this field. So we're going to have to come back to him at some point and then load him up with pallets of tatipos. But in the meantime, before I deal with that, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to deal with this one. I'm going to get you unfolded. And we're going to spray this little field right here. Now, this I will be able to do manually without any trouble, he says. Thinking, actually, we may not necessarily do the whole thing manually without any trouble, but we will give it a go. Start off with that. Bring that in. It's because of the overlap going out over the edge of the field. And that's what the game doesn't like. It then turns around and says, hang on a minute. You know, you're only supposed to be using this for contract jobs. You're drifting over the edge of the field. That's not where the contract is. You've failed. But, like, I've got a really big boom on this thing. I mean, technically, I'm not even supposed to be using this machine in here because the one they offered us was considerably smaller. Right, let's try that again. We will bring you in along there. I'm right onto the end of the field just there. And in order to make that a bit easier, if I just press A... Well, unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. So while I sit up here and enjoy this view and a well-earned break, could you please consider taking a look at the links in the description down below? We have Nitrado, who provide gaming servers who are very, very reliable, and they provide us with a server on our Discord channel. And there is also Fanatical, where you can buy all kinds of different computer games for various different platforms. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.